Hello and welcome everyone to my podcast. This is Psychic Medium Andrea. And what I'm going to do here is do actually readings for the elements of water, fire, earth, and air. It will include the constellations, the zodiac signs. For example, water signs are Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And also some messages about this coming year, 2021. Now, 2021, I feel, is a year of rebuilding. I do feel that it will be a better year than 2020, but it's going to take some time to get there. Our economy is not very strong, and neither is our earth. And that's where I see most of the changes and the rebuilding is in the economy in 2021. Yet it's important to stay determined in anything you decide to do. And even if you can't make a decision in 2021, or at least for the first half of the year, because that's where we're still going to be a bit buzzing with the COVID and, trying to rebuild. There's a lot of small to medium businesses, even large businesses that have gone out of business. And will some of them come back? No. But there's this feeling I get that a lot of you will seek the support that's available and start something new. So determination is extremely strong. To have that strong willpower in 2021 will really help you get back on your feet. The ones who at least feel that, things have been taken from under their feet, that things have been wiped away. And and it's really important to really stay as intuitive as possible. Listen to your inner voice. Okay, then you won't be doubting your choices. I do feel too in 2021 that a lot of us will feel like dreaming again. Like we won't feel like we're stagnant or the dreams that we had were difficult to accomplish. The first half of the year, it's still going to be a ride, and time has been flying, as you very well know. So, we can easily go through 6 months with a blink of an eye. Now, I do feel like that as time goes by, things will be slowly moving back to opening up the traveling. People will be traveling more. The borders won't be closed down, but it's going to take some time to get there. So all of you who want to take a little vacation or a little trip, I suggest that you find something that's local or something that's within your state, or you could hop over to any other state or city. Look for where all these little exciting things are happening, or where you think you might want to chill out, whichever you choose to do. But I do feel like that some of you need a break of the same environment that you've been experiencing for quite some time in 2020. Now, the other thing that I'm picking up for 2021 is everybody's bank account. Not everybody's, but to me, when I see that mass financial loss and the struggles, to me, it almost feels like everybody. Now, somebody's got something going on here. Somebody lost something in 2020, whether it was a loved one, whether it was money, a business, maybe even friendship, a relationship. There were losses in 2020. So basically with what I'm looking at here is, there's still a lot of us who are going to go through feeling that financial loss, feeling that financial clinch. And you really need, like I said, to stay determined with a very strong willpower. And then take action. Okay? And like I said, reach out to whatever support's available. If there is support, if there's money that the government is supplying for small businesses, medium businesses, even large businesses like the Paycheck program that will soon be coming out, definitely take advantage of that if you apply. If not, there are small business loans, small disaster business loans. There's a lot of things that you can explore if you need help with rent. But it's going to take us some time to, we're not going to rebuild overnight, is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of us will be facing that dissolution, that bank account that has literally been running on empty, or, cut in half to what you normally bring in. And that's, I feel like that could actually disturb quite a few of us, especially we've been kind of hanging in there with hope and faith that we are going to get beyond this. But there's still some awakening. There's still some awareness of what's really happened to us, what's really taken place all over the world. And one of them has been that financial loss. So you need to, be in the flow. Don't be hard on yourself. There's new beginnings. There's new beginnings for a lot of us in 2021. Okay? Some of us will just not be going back to what we had. Some of us will be going back to similarities with a whole new look, maybe a whole new way of expressing ourselves because we had time to think, time to meditate, to mull over it. But there is a new beginning for so many of us, and that's something that we can look forward to in 2021. But like I said, you need to have strength, the courage, the fortitude, the determination, the strong willpower in order to plunge through the energies of 2021. They're not going to be harsh like 2020, but rebuilding is, the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is the world going to build up in a day. And there's going to be some of us who, are going to easily get back on our feet, and some of us are still going to feel that turmoil, that, feeling of imprisonment. Okay. The other thing that I'm picking up here for 2021 is who we are and standing up for who we are. And I feel a lot this has to do with the Taurus energy, the energy of feminism. And with Uranus being in Taurus, the change, the revolution of women taking more empowerment in the world. And I'm not just saying the United States, but just all over the world. And the recognition, the honor and the respect that's way overdue for the feminine. And even for males, for example, for men, reaching in deep inside, because we all have a polarity, and reaching deep inside and honoring and respect the feminism within you. And when you do, you will honor and respect the feminine energy in your partner. Okay, both male and females throughout the world. Very much goddess energy now. Saturn conjunct Aquarius, forming that beautiful Bethlehem star, as they call it. To me, that is the star of the goddess, the feminine energy coming in. And just the whole expression of not just feminine, but expression of art, a different expression of art. Okay, so one thing you want to do is not be hard on yourself. Okay, you can really have a magical year if you really focus with your frequencies, with your energies, really feeling your energies, your frequencies. If they're low, bring them up higher. Positive thoughts, positive thinking, changing your beliefs, creating new beliefs. When you believe in something, it has a lot of power. And the other thing that I'm getting to is some of you standing in your own power, not taking other people's BS, really just respecting who you are, finally standing in your power and accepting for who you are and not what other people want you to be. Okay, so these are the most important energies that I'm feeling right now. And it will, to me, take up most of the year. But the first 6 to 7 months of 2021, the energies I just spoke about will be very strong. Okay, and there's going to be a change. I know we probably seen some of it in 2020, but I still feel like there's going to be some changes that happen within the governments all over the world, not just in the USA here, but definitely in the United States. There are going to be some changes. I know we just went through election in November of 2020, but and then a new president's going to be sworn in. Vice President Biden will become President Biden on January 20th, 2021. So there's a change right there. But there's a lot of different changes I feel that are going to happen within the government. Anything that has to do also with uniform or authority. Even the way leadership is going to be conducted is going to be different in 2021. And the internet is going to grow. There's going to be a lot of companies too that realize, hey, you know what? I can get the job done just working from home or running the business from home and not picking up these excessive costs. So I do see a lot of empty, vacant retail spaces or office spaces in many different countries, all over the world, actually. But I definitely see that in the United States. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, the water element readings for actually for the year 2021 and also January. If I feel, whichever I feel the energy for, I will definitely come out and tell you if it's for the month of January or if I feel it for, for the year. Okay, or I'll just let Spirit guide me because that's really kind of how I read. So we'll just see how it takes off. Okay, what are the messages? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, 2021, January, and the year. All right, so. Well, we've got the Page of Swords, and this is about perceiving things that, well, I don't even know if I want to say perceiving yet. I feel like, okay, yeah, I do. I want to talk a little bit about perception here for the water element, for the water signs. And one thing that's important about all of the signs, but the elements, is that it naturally forms a trine in the astrological map. Now, it may not be degree to degree. If it was degree to degree, can I speak? Then it would, of course, have more power. But water elements really can support one another, and they can lean on each other's readings, which is different than the rising and the moon. Okay, you do want to check your rising and moon, but you also want to listen to the entire water element reading, because the water elements, each one of them, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, have already something in common, already a synchronicity, because they form a natal trine in the cosmos and also in your astrological map. Okay. So we have the Page of Swords, and this is telling me that your perception isn't clear. Okay. And I'm getting this really for maybe the first 3 months of 2021, but this is definitely January. And the perception is not completely clear because you're not sure, some of you, where you're going. You're not sure where you're going. And I get it. I totally get it, because of just things being the way they have been. We're a little bit unsure of ourselves, and sometimes we feel like really positive that we're going somewhere. And you will. You will go somewhere. Some of you might feel a little stuck for a bit, like things aren't happening as quick as you'd like to, and maybe you got all pumped up because we were changing numbers to 2021. But 2021 adds up to be a 5. So there are still a lot of shifts and a lot of changes, a lot of different frequencies happening in 2021. Some of you water signs will be starting new relationships. Some of you water signs will feel like, hey, you know what? I suddenly have the empowerment to let go of something I've been hanging on to. And in a way, 2020 actually initiated that for you. Whether this is letting go of someone you love, letting go of a business you may have had for years, for example, or trying to get something off the ground, realizing it needs to either be tweaked or you just completely shift into something else. But the changes began in 2020 and they continue in 2021. And that's where you're going to be for at least the first 6 months. But some of you water signs also are going to be adored for your energies. You may suddenly just walk down the street or walk into a store, or you might just be online one day working from home and somebody gives you amazing compliments. You're going to be noticed in 2021. You are going to stand out. I feel especially with other fixed signs like Leo and Aquarius, when we move off into the spring of 2021 and into the summer. I feel it's going to be a better time for you than it has been. And you are just going to create your own prosperity, create your own victory. You're not going to depend so much on others. I'm trying to get that message in here. You're not going to depend on looking so much into others, is I guess what the message is coming in here. And you're going to see more of yourself and the abilities that you have. That's fantastic news. Also, I feel like for some of you who've, for the last maybe 2-3 years, it's been a roller coaster with ups and downs and bad news and good news and bad news and good news. I feel like you're going to have more good news come in for you in 2021. And I'm also sensing advancement, promotions, recognition, being honored for what you do, who you are. or the things that you're capable of doing that you never thought that you were ever going to achieve. So it's a year of achievements. Okay. And yeah, this is great. Pretty much a more fulfilling year that hits home in the heart, within. And you're not going to be bending over backwards trying to please everybody or say, hey, here I am, I exist. You're just going to let things flow. And if someone sees you, great. And if someone doesn't see you, that's fine with you too. You're going to put more of your energies into your creative self. Okay, and this has to do with January reading, because as soon as we shift over into the 5 number, 2021, these things begin to take shape. Okay, they're taking shape, they're taking form before you're even conscious of it. Okay. And for some of you, could be a lot of you, you may be thinking like, well, and let's get back on that up and down, all these little winding roads, the twists, the tweaks, even the deception. Now you're coming into this, like I said, this energy of being recognized, being honored, being respected for your light, for the things who are you. And all these people who've been projecting their energies into you, guess what? You are slowly going to be awakened to that, and you're going to say, hey, no more. This is me. Either you accept me for who I am, or we're not going there. And what I mean by projection is you're not going to be sitting around taking in other people's perceptions of you. You're going to be growing. Okay? I mean, it's your choice. These are the energies that are available for you. But if you don't want to do it, that's your choice. But this is a year, too, where you're not even asking for it. And, hey, your wishes, your dreams, they come true. You have good luck. Luck is coming. Success. But like I said, you have to stay determined. Okay. And a lot of you, too, have moved. Now, some of you might be moving again as we shift again and space opens up again, because healing has taken place 100% or close to 100%. Healing has taken place. And some of you are going to want to, I guess I want to say, make up for a loss. But you're not going to be able to make up for the loss. But maybe what I'm trying to say here from Spirit is that you will be having some sort of sacred space, sacred ceremony for some loved ones that have parted, for example, from your life. Maybe they passed away from the COVID. Maybe you just lost them for other reasons. But I do feel like you're going to be focusing on healing those wounds. Some of you need closure. I'm not kidding. I feel that really strong. Some of you need closure. Closure on your wounds in general. Losses, heartbreaks, you have a new journey in front of you. Now, is 2021 going to be, simple? No. Are there going to be some challenges? You bet. But you're ready to depart on a new journey. You're ready to depart from 2020. You're ready to take on this new journey in 2021. And right now, some of you are just, okay, I'm just going to stay with the light. I'm just going to go in the flow, and where it takes me, it takes me. I'm going to trust the universe. I'm trusting the cosmos. But like I said, some of you may have moved temporarily. Maybe some of you will decide, I'm living here permanently. I like this move. Some of you are still going to be moving. Some of you might just be leaving the city into the country or a suburb. Some of you might be leaving the suburb, the country, and moving into the city. Some of you may be leaving and going to an entirely different state or an entirely different country. And that's okay. That's the energies. That's the energies of 2021. 2020 was the preparation. Some of you already did that. But now as we're rebuilding, more of you will be doing that. You'll be getting closer and closer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, to your goals. Some of you will have, will reach out to others who are professionals in what they do to help you kickstart what you want to do. And vice versa. You might find yourself in a position of helping others when you weren't even expecting to do that. Or you may decide, you know what, I just actually want to go into some type of service. I want to go into some type of service. So, I felt that new relationships were going to begin 2021. I mean, new relationships begin all the time, but to me, it's like I can feel the birds flying, like they're flocking together, and they're manifesting this new love in your life that could be a little bit different, because change is happening within you. Change is happening, period. There's going to be times, too, that I feel like you're just going to want to camp out in your own space and be antisocial. And that could be all three of you, water signs. But that's okay, because being in your own space, in your own solitude, it's not going to be the same as locking down or a stay-at-home order. This is going to be your decision to be in your space, to connect deeper within you. And when things take off for you, I mean, I know that you're water signs, but of course we all have a little bit of fire in us. When things start to move for you, you're just going to get very involved. Very involved in beginning new things, or reconstructing, rebuilding, just even your own patterns, like maybe how you've chosen relationships, and now you're kind of really clear about what it is you want. It's like all the work that you've done, all of a sudden, those old patterns just fade away. And then some of you who aren't in that place, you're going to be facing some very strong old patterns that you've been carrying around with you that no longer serve you, that you're going to want to let go. Because if you want to move forward, you're going to have to let go of things that just are not anymore. Okay. So So that's what I want to tell you in 2021 and also January. If I didn't say Happy New Year's and lots of, blessings, staying healthy, prosperity, love, all those wonderful things that you deserve in the beginning of my podcast. I'm sorry. I'm saying it now, though. I don't want to forget it because I'm the type of reader who just goes with whatever comes in. I don't have anything written down. I don't have anything planned in my head. I just go with it. Okay. But like I've used some of the tarot cards besides receiving the messages from Spirit. I've also received messages from the Spirit of the cards. And again, it's not going to be all the time smooth. There are going to be some challenges. In the first part of the year, there's lots of shifting going around. I mean, we're just not out of what we're in right now, but we are trying to get out. If you really look at it, we're trying, and we are making some progress. Sometimes it might look like we're all of a sudden reversed our engines, but like I said, stay determined. Strong willpower. Okay? And then you will have no problem succeeding in the things that you want to adventure with, the things that you want in your life. Always to be with grace. Be grateful. Okay? All right. So I want to move on now to the fire signs. And I'm really new with this podcast. I'm just trying to think how I could pause this. I may just have to create another episode. I suggest that you listen to all the episodes because, like I said, your elements, I'm gathering them together in one reading. But you also might want to listen to your ascendant, which is aka rising sign, and your moon. I mean, you might even want to listen to whatever your sign your Venus or your Mars is. But I do believe, because I don't want these episodes to be like super, super long, I'm going to go ahead and I have my introduction and I've done the water elements. I'm going to do the fire elements in the next episode. I'm just playing around with this to see how it works. Please don't judge me. And also to listeners to this particular episode, through Anchor, you're able to leave me a voice message, and I would love to hear some of you come forward. I am willing to do some episodes where I'm answering questions, free questions. You can ask me one free question, and I will answer it live on the episodes, and you can listen. You can give me just your first name. But do try to give me information about what it is that you want a reading on. You don't have to mention your partner's name, for example, but you might want to mention his or her zodiac sign. But you want to be clear with your question. And like I said, you can call in, leave a voice message, and I will be happy to, once I'm done with these readings, I will be happy to answer those questions on my next episode after I'm finished reading the elements for January and throughout the year. Okay? All right. Hey, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. This is fun. I love it. I've always been one that likes to speak into a microphone rather than on video. I don't know what that is about video. Sometimes we got something about us that we're shy with some things. We can't be outgoing with everything. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and many blessings. And I figured out how to actually add other episodes to my first recording. So, we're going to talk now about the fire element, or I'm going to talk about the fire element. And again, this is going to be for January 2021 and part, if not most, of the year of 2021. Again, it equals a 5 number. It is definitely a number of change. The process happened in 2020. It took a lot of things down. We're not even completely awakened to what's actually occurred. So, fire signs. This will be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So, I feel that it will be a successful year for you. And whether you awaken to this abundance in January, the 2021 will be a year that will be much more successful than 2020. For some of you, there has been a lot of, sadness, mental conflicts or anguish, things. Some of you have gone through what you feel like has been a complete ruin, misfortune. But it gets better. It does get better for you. And also too about there is this change here. There is this feeling of, wait a minute. Okay, and I don't know why I'm feeling the energy of Sagittarius here, but I feel like maybe there has been someone in your life, could be a family member, could be a friend, could be an ex, or even a partner that is present. But I feel like there's been so much hoarding going on here. And selfishness. Perhaps some of you are with or have been with partners or friends, even family members who have not been willing to share in the time of need. And some of you too have this fear of, are you going to get back on your feet? Are you going to continue to be in this financial crisis? Are you going to continue to be in this heartbreak, love, romance story of yours? And I'm going to say no, because you're going to get responsible about your life. You're going to get responsible about your own creativity. Now, some of you, I feel, are going to make decisions in regards to your relationships. And some of those decisions, they'll be positive because they'll be your decision. But are these decisions going to be pain-free? No. Because some of you are going to decide that the relationship, whether it be marriage, engagement, lover, friend, family, you are going to decide that you want to separate Some of you might decide that you're going through a divorce. Some of you may have gone through the divorce in 2020, and you are now going through the motion of what has been done, and yet there will be this strong energy that comes in that motivates you to begin again. It will motivate you to seek abundance and fulfillment. The only thing I caution you about is, remember, nothing is perfect unless you accept it as it is. Then you are in complete present moment and there is no more struggles. You are going to set out fire signs on wanting to fulfill your year. And this energy begins to come in January. And I just get this really good feeling that, you're going to be connected to things that are more fulfilling, more pleasurable, where you just want to hold the cup in your hand and have the abundance of beauty, of success, financial success also, good health. It's just like the cup runneth over. You want it just to overflow with this abundance. And your attitude of taking responsibility of who you are and what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life is going to give you a lot of self-empowerment. You're going to be able to accomplish a lot in 2021. Now, like I said in the beginning of the episode, we are in the 5 number. So the year totals up to 5. So there are changes. And when you accept the changes, you accept the energy and go with the flow, you're not creating opposite currents here. You're going with the flow of the current. And that flow of the current will bring you new opportunities. Okay. Some of you, I feel, will be a little bit stuck. Because I feel like this is going to be an on and off emotion that flows through the year. Memories of people that were in your life. Also memories of loved ones that are no longer here. Things from the past are going to occasionally influence you. So it's best that you stop. It's okay to touch bases with these memories. It's not okay to get stuck in them. It is not okay to consistently relive the past. It is not okay to get stuck in the past. The past is done. What is okay is to let go of the old chapters and rewrite new ones. Okay? So some of you, there may be some incidents or occasions that come up where you might be remembering incidents that happened all the way back in your childhood. You might even run into some people that you knew back in grammar school or high school. Some of you might get trapped in this energy. That's why I say you can feel it, but you must say to yourself that this is no longer happening. that this has happened already and you no longer need to be there. So you give yourself opportunity to write new chapters in your life. So there are moments of reflection. Now, reflection is good, fire signs, okay? Because reflections can bring insight as long as you don't get stuck there. As long as you don't get stuck there by, oh, I wish it could have been different. Oh, I wish, things were the same. Or I want to walk back to it because I know I can fix it. I know it's going to be different. If it is fixable, it won't be fixable by you. Okay? It will be repaired to me by the universe, by you being in the present moment and being who you are, and at the same time allowing whoever was important in your life in the past, if they do return, allowing them to meet you in the present moment and not meet you again in a past memory. My suggestion also is not to talk so much about the past this coming year, at 2021, because you've talked enough about it, and by talking so much about it, you're just going to bring back more of these past memories. And could you get trapped in them? Absolutely. How do you get out of that entrapment? Get back in the present moment and do a little self-talking that this happened in the past, this is of the past, and I am no longer the past. The good thing about the past, and sometimes with the memories, is that the fact that we can learn our lessons, learn from the experience we've had. I feel for some of you, fire signs, that somebody just wanted you to be perfect. Absolutely no flaws. Okay? We know that that's impossible. And the more that we think that we're perfect and we don't have flaws, is the more we're disappointed. Not just in ourselves, but in others. Now, the energy that I'm feeling about whoever wanted you to be perfect really actually just wanted to control you. And they were only projecting their own flaws into you because they wanted you to be perfect. And what I mean by that, they wanted you to be perfect, means that they were finding every fault and flaw that they could find in you. No, this is not a healthy relationship. But there is a resolution. There's a conclusion to this. And in order for you to get satisfactory results is for you to tune back within you, self-love, accepting who you are, being who you are, and not what somebody else wants you to be. Listen. Don't react so quickly. Listen. Okay? Because there's going to be clues in these conversations of whether this is like, oh no, I'm not doing this again. I've learned from this. Or there's going to be a reaction of falling right back into it because you weren't listening to you, to your inner being. You were not being who you truly are, and you were creating yourself to be with what everybody else wanted you to be. And this includes work. Now, I understand with work that, we've got bosses above us, or we might actually be the boss. But, then there's always somebody higher up that, or you own the company, whatever. There's always that strive to be better. But I also feel that some of you really need to look at the stress in your life. You need to look at the stress in your life and what it's doing to you. That's one of your resolutions for 2021. Do I want to keep putting up with this stress? Whether it's my personal life or my work or business life, or even my health. Do you want to continue to worry about things? Or do you want to just say, you know what, I'm content where I'm at, or I'm not content where I'm at, and I'm going to make those changes that are going to be better for me. Okay? Intention. Your intention daily is going to be very important in 2021. The more you are focused in on your intention, the more you're going to receive the blessings from the cosmos. The more the cosmos, the universe is going to be receptive to your needs, to your dreams. I want to say, fire signs, you need to dream. Keep dreaming your world into being. You've got the fire element to back you as far as, really going for it. Really having the energy to fulfill this, to fulfill your dreams. Okay, one of them happens to be romance. One of them happens to be love in your life. You want harmony. You want love. Some of you've got it already. But it's never ends. The growth never ends. So if you've got it already, keep watering your seeds. Keep the growth going, but not with stress, not with worry, with compassion and passion, with knowing that you are living your true being and you're living your true heart. It's okay. Some of you, I feel, have been so burnt that you're fearing to take any risks. But that's about maturity. There's a risk in anything we do. Even walking down the street, crossing the street, driving a car, flying. I mean, everything has a risk to it. 2021 can be a wonderful year for you to attain your goals. To really look at what your needs are. Oh, there might be times that you really feel on fire and you might be a little bold, so be careful. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But also, you don't need to walk on eggshells. And if you're around people that you're constantly walking on eggshells, this could be a challenging year for you. And also, the dominant energy. Don't be too dominant. Okay? You might not mean to be too dominant because you're on fire. But someone else can almost feel like they're smothering in the smoke of your fire, or, being just burnt down. And, it's always good to look at where your frequency is, what type of frequencies you want to join you in your life. And even if they come in as low frequency, you can just simply say a prayer or a little mantra, or just imagine yourself inside a crystal, and you're inside this clear quartz crystal, and you're transforming and transmuting the energies. And let go. Let go and trust the crystal energy. Let go and trust the universe on it. See what happens to it. Let this be a little experiment for you. I love doing it. And if their frequencies are so low, then they won't be able to stay and transform and transmute in the crystal that you're in. And crystals are pure. We don't have to do a lot with them. They already know what to do. You can hold a crystal in your hand and state your intention. That's fine. But the crystals know what to do. They're a part of nature. They're a part of Mother Earth. And they're a part of the cosmos. And they are already programmed. They already have their intention of being what they are to be in our life. Now, some of you lost hope. Some of you lost faith. Maybe you've lost some inspiration. Maybe, again, we're talking about mixing in the past with the present. And I'm telling you, the best choice is to let the past go. And then you will be so optimistic. You'll be so you. You'll be happy. You'll feel satisfied and fulfilled. And you'll want more of that in your life. Now, some of you could be very lucky with love in 2021. And you're willing to, some of you are willing to really just go around the wheel of fortune and taking the risk. Advancement for better or worse. But you know, if you take this journey around the wheel, that there is going to be a conclusion. And that there's going to be an end of the problems. And more the flow of solutions. I will say that 2021 to me feels like you could have some unexpected events. And I'm not going to predict whether they're going to be good or bad, because it's really going to be how you perceive it and what you're going to do about it. And one of that is your expectations. The higher your expectations of what you expect from others, the more difficult, the more you're going to be disappointed. Some of you too feel like you've been deceived. I feel that there's some deception. Maybe you experienced this in 2020, or you feel like you've been deceived. Some of you have struggled. But, go ahead and make your New Year's resolution for 2021, which actually your resolution should be every day. When you wake up and you greet the sun internally, or if you step out in your garden or balcony and you actually watch the sunrise, or maybe it's a gloomy day, the sun is still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. But every morning you should state your intention to the Son, to the Father. And every night when you go to sleep, or before you go to sleep, you should state your intention for a good rest, for sweet dreams, and be grateful for your day to Mother Moon. Now, some of you might not be all into that, but however, gratitude has no limitations. So no matter if you're spiritual or if you're religious, whatever, gratitude is in everything. Gratitude should be in everything. Now, patience is a virtue. I know we've been tested over and over and over in 2020 in regards to patience. But patience brings eventually harmony. It brings things together into a perfect union within you. And when that perfect union happens within you, it happens in your relationships. It happens in your life. Some of you will have to make some adjustments, and some of you will actually come into money, and others of you will make money, and some of you might remain miserable because you're still holding on to the past when everything around you is changing. And change doesn't happen until change happens. We have absolutely no control over the universe, over what the cosmos decide to do. We go with the flow. And when we go with the flow, when we are in flow, we are at peace. We are tranquil. And take time to allow yourself to not burn out. Re-energize. Regenerate. Your fire. You can easily burn yourself out by allowing other people to step into your space and burn yourself, help you burn yourself out. And that could be like at work or in your career. Also in your romantic life. Because there might be some concerns or worries whether someone's going to stay in your life or they're going to walk out the door. Some of you have experienced somebody walking out the door, maybe the same person walking out the door. Not once, but maybe twice, maybe more. But yeah, it's a good year for sound judgment, for allowing the wisdom to join you by being the change. That's when I'm feeling fire elements. There's something about you, like Leo, I know is a fixed sign. And then we have Sagittarius, which is, I do believe, mutable, and Aries, cardinal. The hardest is Leo, because when they get fixed on something, they're fixed on something. And here I'm seeing that the transformation needs to happen. Things of the past must go. The present must be here. The intention should be there daily. There is a rebirth. And 2021, there are things that have been forced upon you that are no longer in your life. In 2020, things, you may have gotten separated from things have ended. 2021 is about discontinuing the effort into things that are not worthy. Healing from disappointment and abandonment. And really coming to an understanding when something doesn't happen, it was meant to not happen. It's almost as if you were being saved by the unknown, by the universe, by your angels, by your spirit guides, whatever. But it's hard, I know, not to be disappointed in something that you wanted and you didn't get it. But if you can accept the fact that you weren't supposed to have it, or you weren't supposed to get it, and that there's something better for you, the happier you will be. Now, I do want to say, some of you who are thinking about having a business partner, be careful here. Because you need to choose a partner that's going to have just as the same or similar frequencies as you. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult getting this project off the ground. And then be patient. As time goes by, the energies will get better. Some of you also too may just be thinking about, hey, you know what? I'm just like, I give up. I'm changing my career. Or maybe you already changed it and go with it. Believe in it. Put your passion into it. Some of you too, like I feel, have some nervous energy. You know, fire energy can get that way, especially when the fire's burning out of control. So meditation, yoga, qigong, things that relax you, connecting to the breath. I am my breath. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, my breath. Connect to your breath. The breath is one of your biggest eternal sources. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave it right now. Just a little side note that, yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of you will get engaged in 2021. I feel like your love life, you know, for some of you, it's good. Because if you have the attitude that I'm moving on, I'm moving forward, it's going to be good for you. If you have the attitude is, hey, you know, I want that person back that was in your life 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, or maybe even in 2020, but it ended. If you get stuck there, then you're going to have that in and out energy that I was talking about, where a lot of the past, the memories of the past, the energies of the past, consume you. And then you won't be happy. It can be a good year for you in regards to love if you strongly are determined to find love, to be love. Be love first, you will find love. Believe in that, your love, and you will find love. And you may find love in some very unexpected ways. Like I said, there's some unexpected events happening. I feel a lot of them will be good, but you know what? Life also has some challenges, so I'm not going to judge it. It is what it's going to be. Okay. So thank you so much. And I'm going to move on now to the earth signs. Hello, earth signs. So this reading here is for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo for January 2021, but also any information I get for the year. So I know everybody can't wait till 2021, and I can't either. But, you know, we're going to be into the same sort of things that we were in 2020 for a little bit of a time. It will get better as we move forward. So, earth signs. What I'm getting here is there's going to be a sense of peace and a feeling of magic in your life, in your home, in your love life. You're going to be content. And whether you feel this coming in January as you proceed on through the month, or we just move on through the year, but that's what I'm getting in regards to your year, not just for January. January, you might start to feel some of that energy coming in, but what I'm feeling really strong here is as time goes through 2021, as we move through it, earth signs, you know, there's going to be a change in your home, and eventually you're going to be happy with that change. Okay? You're going to be very creative about your home, very creative about your love life. Some of you are planning on perhaps having children, but a lot of magic, and there's a sense of a power about you where I feel that you will be using more of your free will in 2021, and some of you merging your free will with the divine will. Okay, you'll be looking at your skills. I feel some of you who have had maybe delays I feel you'll be catching up with time, and time will be catching up with you. That's what I'm getting. So like if you were studying something in 2020, if you were unemployed in 2020, all that's going to change in 2021. I just sense that, you're going to hone in on some new skills, or you're going to complete some skills, maybe some studies, a whole different outlook in regards to your career. And it's going to be successful. It's going to be successful. So welcome in that victory is what I'm feeling. Welcome in that energy. Help that energy integrate in your life. All the things that I just told you. Okay? I don't have to be exact to tell you every exact point. It's your home life. It's your love life. It's your creativity. It's your free will. And all that leads to a very successful year for you. Now, don't get down or, sabotage the energy because maybe it's January 3rd, 2021, and you don't feel this yet. Okay? You've got a whole 12 months to integrate this energy that the universe is bringing in for you. And then, of course, all that hard work you did on self, learning a new career or new skills, getting the jobs that you want. I mean, the job market's going to take a little time because the economy isn't looking all that great. But that doesn't mean it has to continue to affect your personal collective. Be strong, be grounded, and really work towards your goals in 2021. And some of you here, I feel like it might start out in January, okay? You might actually feel January 2021 as okay, I don't know where I'm going. I feel the way I should be going, but the way things look in the outside world, I don't see how I'm going to accomplish some of that, okay? Also, too, there's a message coming in here that please don't step in your way. Don't get in your own way. Like, I feel like some of you could actually get in your own way by your negative thoughts or just thoughts of feeling insecure, self-doubt. Another thing I'm getting here too is, hey, some of you who have got some toxic friends, toxic lovers, just toxic people in your life, try not to incorporate them in your life in 2021. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to be rude and slam the door on anyone, but I really feel like you need to be very focused on the levels of your frequencies, the levels of your energies this year, this coming year of 2021, because I'm actually doing this before 2021, only a few days before. And you've got a new beginning that for some of you can really bring a tremendous amount of abundance. I do sense that the first 6 months, some of you might be struggling a little bit here in regards to your finances, but some of you also are going to be reaping the benefits. And reaping the benefits is like I said, really, you're going to have to bring in some of your own willpower here. And, really start to ground, because your earth, grounding should be natural for you. Ground and really focus in on your goals. Focus in on your intention. What is it that you want to see yourself in 2021? 2021 is a 5-number year. So lots of changes, but they don't necessarily have to be bad. And sometimes what looks to be negative or bad, sometimes it's actually your savior. It's really warning you that if you go any further in this situation, it could be a sad story for you. So, so I'm getting this strong, abundant energy of finances. So I don't want to use the word jobs. I just kind of want to look at this as being something that's prosperous. It could be starting a new business. It could be, starting a new relationship. It could be anything that is prosperous. The focus here in the new beginning, because a lot of you will be ending. You'll be leaving things behind in 2020. You refuse to drag it into 2021. So this new beginning is telling you to focus on abundance. Focus on the richness of life. That doesn't necessarily mean money, but money can be part of that if that's what you wish to focus on. But to focus on even your health, to focus on good health, to focus on abundance in work, in your family life, in your love life. So, okay. So here I've got here in January, I'm focusing a little bit more into January at the moment. There's opportunities to meet new people. And I'm getting strongly that for Taurus, this 2021 will be the year that you do meet new people. However, remember, we have polarity. So meeting someone new, doing something new, there's always something from the past that wants to join your new adventure. Okay, so it's really up to you whether or not you want to just close the door on that past, which I do recommend, because if you heard the beginning of my reading as I talk about 2021 and the past, this basically can be for any of us. Somebody could creep in from the past, and they could be disguising themselves as being this 100% change, but your responsibility to yourself is to observe that, because it may not necessarily be true. Okay? And you don't want to go down that road again to where you've got all those potholes and cracks and, heartaches. So January 2, I feel is you've got something to celebrate about. And I feel like that celebration is an in and out thing throughout the year. Someone I feel, okay, let me feel this message that I'm getting in here. Determination. That's an important keyword for you. It is for a lot of us for the year, but this is especially for you, Earth signs. Determination. Okay? Getting things done. Now, some of you might have analytical people in your life, or you might attract in analytical people. For some of you, that might not go well. Also, I'm picking up the energies of Virgo. You might be a little bit more analytical in 2021. I'm feeling the energies coming in January. But also, I just feel this is a fantastic energy to represent you, the authority over your life, and being proficient in your profession, in your marriage, just being proficient about so many things. I see happiness for you too. I see happiness coming in. It's kind of an in and out feeling I'm getting throughout the year. I'm not saying that you won't have little bumps in the road here of feeling up and down. And that's probably just kind of wrapping your head around what's happening outside. And for some of you, or maybe even a lot of you, it may have affected what's happening in the outside world, may have affected you professionally. But things are going to change, and they're going to change for the better. But that determination to get the job done is definitely stands out for me really strong to give you that message that you must be determined in 2021. And of course, whatever you want to put behind that determination, negative or positive, is your choice. I also see travel. Like I'm getting like maybe it's spring or summer, traveling to places that, for you travelers, that you haven't been able to go because of the COVID. And I feel like those doors are going to open for you to make those journeys. You know, I don't know, I'm getting like Egypt, I'm getting Mexico, a little bit of South America, I'm getting Ireland, you know, Europe, parts of Europe, not all of Europe. Like, I really feel that you're just going to feel this, you know, gust of energy of, I've got to travel. And that's fun. That's fun. And you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do it. So, when I look into the realms here, I visualize some of you meeting very strong, authoritative type of people, and also very warm-hearted souls. The authority I'm feeling are perhaps, whether male or female, is someone who could be a doctor or a lawyer or someone in uniform. It could also, maybe you even have children who might be enlisting in the Army or one of the forces and armed forces. And then there is, you know, it could be so many different careers, but careers or a representation of a career that has authority. You know, some of you might go deep into investments, or you might decide to go off into a financial career. And then the warmth I'm feeling here is just, you know, really being lighthearted, poetic, romantic, and just changing your energy up to where people sense that around you, like a very beloved energy, where people will find you, they will be attracted to your energy and create this admiration for you. And of course, just like every year, marriages go on. I definitely see that could happen for any of you earth signs. But really, you've got fantastic energy. Fantastic energy for 2021. I'm really happy to be able to, you know, take note that and really feel the vibrations of a good year for many of you. Not just the earth signs, but also so far for the fire signs and the water signs. And yeah, I just feel like this, but you have to be determined. That's the key. You have to be determined, and you're going to have to be using some of your free will in 2021. I also sense that there is this strong message here to, be grateful for the things you didn't have and the things you do have. Okay, so let me see here what else I'm getting. Now, because you might be a little bit more into the self or the, the self-willpower, I guess the message I'm getting here is don't forget to be compassionate towards yourself when things don't go the way you would like them to go. And also don't, be... I just feel like it's a really good year for you, for a lot of you, to be financially secure eventually. The ones who are already financially secure could be more financially secure. However, there's a little bit of a hiccup here that I'm feeling. So some of you, don't get too crazy with the gambling, because I do feel like some energy with Uranus and Taurus that could make the stock markets and other investments go up and down. But, financial security, abundance, isn't necessarily just investing in money or gambling. It's also feeling secure with yourself, feeling your own energy as abundance, feeling blessed and secure in a relationship or the relationships you already have. Yeah, you're very victorious. There isn't anything else. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I do feel like for some of your earth signs that you could have, there could be other events. Like maybe somebody doesn't feel well. There might be days you don't feel well. It's not the end of the world. But I do communicate with the spirit world. And I do feel like for some of you that you may still be in a position where you're mourning your losses, and then, suddenly you get to this place where you decide you don't want to mourn anymore, and that's okay. It's okay to go back and focus on yourself, and, every year there's a child born, and every year there are people that leave. So every year there are children born is what I meant to say. And every year people leave this planet. So, including animals. So, I mean, I'm not going to go and predict anything with that, but I just want you to know that, sometimes life gives us events that, we don't always look forward to. I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, so that's really kind of what I wanted to say. So, so I think this is kind of where we are at right now, because of course I'm going to continue to do monthly readings for 2021, and also I plan on, if I can find the time so that I'm still available to read everybody, is I would like to begin the weekly general readings, not necessarily for any specific sign. I'm going to continue doing the podcasts because I like them. And I can take my time with it, and I don't have to worry about adjusting my camera or finding the space in my home to set everything up so people can view, the cards. So I'm just going to pretty much stick with this. I like it, and I get to gab away, and I, for some reason, just feel more comfortable doing this like this. Now, pulling in more messages for you, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, and this could be any of you. And remember what I said in the beginning of the episode here, before I started reading the elements, is the reason I'm grouping you all together at this moment is because all the water signs trine each other in the universe, all the fire signs trine each other in the universe, earth, air, trine in the universe. It's a trine in your natal chart. It may not be an exact trine unless you have specific planets and degrees to the houses that form the trine, to your other houses of water. But you support one another. In a way, you support one another, and some of the energy, for example, for Capricorn could also be the energy for Virgos. And you Virgos might have Capricorn in your life and vice versa. You Tauruses might have Virgos or Capricorns in your life, and so on and so on. And so, so you're going to feel some of that energy from each of the signs that you guys support each other. Now, what I'm feeling is like someone, this could be for many of you, actually, for 2021. I don't mean to get a little negative, but you're going to have to watch out for deception, which means things might be going great on a dating site, and then all of a sudden, that person's a scoundrel. That person is a liar. That person is like totally scamming you. Be careful of scams. Be careful of deception. Also, too, remember I said that all of us will be feeling some of our past in and out. Don't let the past deceive you. Now, what do I mean by that? Simple. There could be an experience that you had in the past, and suddenly it comes in memory. It awakens a bit. Or it just, it wakes up again. And here you are dating someone new, okay? And I don't know if I want to call this a trigger. Triggers are when somebody does something and that it wakens a memory of an experience that we've had in the past that may have shaken us up. But what I'm talking about is just slightly a little bit different. Your partner or someone you're interested in doesn't do anything, but suddenly a memory just comes up because that's just the timeline you're on, and boom, that memory arises, and all of a sudden you get locked up into it rather than observing it and then letting it go, and then what you project this into your partner. This is the energy you need to be careful of in 2021. You do not want to project your past into your new partner. Or even if it's a partner that you, or a love that you've had in the past and you reconciled. Let the past go. It's been done. You learned from it or learned from it. They learned from it or they're learning from it. The more you hounder and hinder and hang on to the past, the more that past energy will want to manifest and repeat itself, but in a different body, a different partner, for example, a different occasion. But stay positive. It's a great year for you to just hang out, meet new friends, meet your soulmate, get to know each other. That's what I'm getting here. You know, I've got that a little earlier, but I'm just pulling some love cards right now. Some of you will be so wrapped up into this person, like, I just know. I know you from another lifetime. Some of you might actually go off and study or just get more involved in past life regression meditations or hypnosis and discover a lot of things in regards to the family that you were born into. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's one of my things. I see engagements. I see engagements this year for earth signs. Okay, but I also see separations. I see separations, and you know who you are, or you will know who you are when I talk about separations. Okay, some of you might separate from a relationship that's toxic, or it's just not going anywhere, and you just run into someone, and this is the one. You know, you meet someone new, and this is the one. Separations aren't always negative. Separation is an energy that takes us where sometimes we need to go. It helps us to remove something from our life, and it teaches us to sit with ourselves, meditate more, really feel out, the emotions and the mental thoughts that we are going through at that time. Yeah. And also, too, I feel like there will be some strong forgiveness. Thank you, Spirit. Forgiveness energy in 2021. It makes sense. I felt a lot of Saturn energy there. It makes sense to forgive family members, to let that energy heal, to work more with your ancestrals of the land, ancestrals, your lineage, your DNA, to really work more with that. Maybe it's a continuation of something that you started in 2020 or even sooner, but there will be more emphasis on it. For some of you who feel no hope in your love life, stay optimistic about it. It's your best. Optimism is your best, one of your best teachers. One of your best energy teachers. So sorry. It's snowing, raining, slushy out here in Chicago, and so I'm really got a lot of sinus going on. Okay, and so I'm picking up something here with children. So there might be some of you might actually be going through some difficulties with children. Some of them could be teenagers and going through the hormonal changes. Some of this could be just, maybe you have a special child, or you're going through a separation or a divorce, and so, you might fear how your children feel and how this is going to react on them. But I also feel like there's a family therapy. Like some of you may choose to deal with a family therapist or individual therapist if you're single. And this therapist or whatever healing program you ignite with will assist you in healing some past wounds related to family, related to friends, ex-lovers, and even your current life. Okay, so that's where we're at, and I'm looking at 11:11 when I say all these wonderful things. Okay, guys? And, hey, I wish you a very happy, healthy, prosperous 2021. Take care. Hello. Air signs, welcome to my podcast. This reading is for Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And even though this is going to be for January, actually, I'm giving you a reading for the entire year, just like I did for the other elements. I just want to say I appreciate so much that you're here with me today. And, I am offering one question for free that I will air on my podcast. You just have to send a message to me here on my podcast, and I'll have the link available wherever I post my podcast. Okay. So, one thing I was saying, like, I felt strongly that some of you, not all of you, because I'm reading for thousands of you, that some of you air signs had a little bit of trouble, getting some things off the ground in 2020. So here we are in 2021, and I just feel like, you might continue with some challenges that were in 2020. I'm not talking about the COVID. I'm just talking about your personal and business life. And so some things might still be a little difficult about launching, whether it's getting a promotion or finding a new job or being happy where you're at. I just feel like there has been a lot of, we've all been going through changes, but I just feel strongly that some of you air signs, I sense that you're going to step into some freedom, because your 2020, just to me, feels like for some of you it's been quite stagnant. Things are going to open up better for you in 2021. Of course, you're still going to have to work around the COVID and some of the things that have been connected to it, like our economy, etc. So let me just kind of jump into this reading now a little more into what I'm feeling for your year. I'm going to start with your year first, and then I'll let you know if I'm feeling it for January. So I'm feeling like for some of you, maybe part of what I'm feeling you had difficulty jumpstarting was getting into a relationship or getting into new relationships in 2020. It seemed like there was more quarreling, more arguments. Maybe somebody was verbally or even physically abusive to you. Also, too, there was a lot of gossiping going on, and this could have been a problem, even with your in-laws or just family. You're not married, it could have just been your family, or could have been, friends. You were seeking out, I feel like you were seeking out in 2020, like, where's the truth in things? Okay. But that's going to be passing, I feel, once you're out of like January, February energy. I really feel like you're going to be seeking fairness. You want equality, or you want enough justice for the things that you've put up with that have really just kind of made your life on hold or stagnant. And you're about to change all of that, okay? You're about to change all of that. I'm not saying that you won't have memories. I will tell you, and this is pretty much for everybody, the past is going to come up a lot in 2021. Not just about 2020. You might find something coming up that was 10 years ago. And you're going to have the free will to do what you want with that. In other words, you could observe it and see if there's change. But remember, nothing changes until change happens. Or you could actually decide, you know what? I'm letting this go. I'm totally, as things come up from the past, you're just going to burn it away. And the fire element is perfect for that. Okay? And your air, okay? Air is very powerful. It's the first element on this planet. And, the power of breath, that can really eliminate a lot of things if you're just not into like burning a fire, or you could do all that with a candle. So that I just wanted to let you know that there are going to be a lot of memories that come your way in 2021. And also, I feel like there will be some people from your past that reveal themselves, which means that, hey, they just pop up out of nowhere. So I'm really getting here that though your energy will be very generous, but I'm getting this message here, and I don't want to say a sign, although Aquarius is the one that came. I don't want to pick on a sign here, but I feel like there is somebody that you may know that has consistently created fate with you. And what I mean fate is that you consistently maybe give into them, because it seems to me, I get this strong feeling that they are constantly asking something from you, or they're expecting from you, but they're always asking or expecting from you. And, your generous heart gives to them. I really feel like you need to be honest with yourself and say, wait a minute, this is fate. It's going to constantly be fate, and we're going to come, just repeat the same pattern until I'm totally conscious of this and I am aware of what I'm doing, and I'm going to make the change. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say, hey, this is a sister, or hey, this is a brother. I'm going to leave that in your hands. But, yeah. And if you awaken to this, it's no longer going to be fate. And then you know what? Things are going to move for you. Okay? And I mean, I'm sorry to say, but if you have to cut that person off for a little bit until they get the message that, hey, you don't want to be hunted down or stalked or constantly manipulated to give them something, then hey, that's what you may have to do. Yeah. And a lot of reflection. There's a lot of reflection here, but I feel this is good, air signs. I feel this is good because your reflection will be different than in the past, where you were, constantly mulling over things and maybe complaining, or maybe just frustrated with things just not flowing in the direction you would like them to. And that's not 2021. That's going to be a better year for you. Now, of course, there's still going to be some challenges, and some of you might just smoothly float through the year, and some of you might be met with challenges, and that's just the way life is. There's not much you can do about it, except don't try to get yourself attached to the challenge. Focus on the solution. The solution will heal the challenge. Okay? I feel that for some of you, 2021 is a year of making money. I feel like it is a year of negotiating and dealing with others to make things happen. I've sensed that you will be working harder towards your goals and also what's expected of you. And you're really close. Some of you are really close to being rewarded for the efforts that you put in. Your creativity, your organization. And some of you, I feel like the year will call to action something you need to reorganize in your life, whether it be your home, whether it's getting a new car or another car, whether it's finding a new job, whether it's renewing your vows, deciding if what you're dating is really the frequency that you really at heart called forward. A lot of awakenings, okay? I sense that the disputes, the jealousy, the delays, the stagnation, the discord, the quarrels or fighting, even domestic fighting or quarrels, this year in 2021, I think you should step back a little bit from this. Because I get a sense that some of you really want to Spirit took that right from me. Okay, I'm not supposed to say that right now. We'll get back to it. There have been some losses. I mean, this has affected every zodiac sign out there. There have definitely been major losses in 2020. Some of the losses are definitely going to continue into 2021. I'm sorry. And it's definitely going to affect some of you Aquarius, some of you Geminis, and some of you Libras, as well as all the other zodiac signs. The energy is going to get better. It's not going to be that sloth energy that we've had to deal with for most of 2020. And there will be some restrictions on some things. I'm getting things that have to do with, freedom and the internet, companies that rely on the internet. I feel as we move forward, there's going to be some new things that come out with astrology. But there's a lot of beautiful things that are coming. But there's also this, and I'm getting a lot to do with the feminine energy. Like, we all have feminine and masculine in us. But I sense that for you guys, it's going to be a focus at some point in 2021 where you're going to be looking at if you're approaching or manifesting too much masculine energy versus not enough feminine energy, and vice versa. So, and also too, here, I know that a lot of you have gone through a lot of material trouble, lots of losses. And some of you too, besides losing your job, you've been emotionally set back or confused because maybe some of you found out that your lover was seeing somebody else or decided to pick up their stuff and leave. And I'm really sorry that that may happen for some of you. But you need a strong willpower here. Very determined. And I said that in the beginning of the for the year for everybody. Determination, like we can't sit and ponder too much on our losses. We must be determined to move forward and create new. A lot of you right now, I know you want to let go of the old, but in order to let go of the old, you need to be conscious of what you need to let go of the old. And so there might be some awareness that might just trigger you a bit. Okay. Also, too, I want to say you don't want to get yourself trapped in energies that are not realistic. Like, you don't want to get yourself involved with someone and start painting a picture that they're this when they're really that. Okay? I call it the Neptune energy. You don't want to get too far into your dream world and imagine them being this, because you really can't imagine them being this, by helping them with their dream world if they're really that. They need to be aware of what they are, same for you, before you can create a new dream that's going to manifest. Okay. So, lots of determining lots of determined is what I wanted to say, energy that needs to be applied by you air signs. Now, you might know somebody, or this might be you, or, whatever. There needs to be some growth here too. Perhaps things have happened in your life, or someone their life, and it's caused them to be stagnant. But again, I'm being taken back to is you can't hand over everything to them. They must learn to grow up. They must learn to mature and live their life also with their experiences, or they're never going to learn and they're always going to be dependent on you. Now, for you guys, like remember I said, let's watch out for that dreamy energy of unrealistic dreams and imagination when it's really not existing. That I can't stress enough to you guys to really pay attention to that. Really be aware of that. Otherwise, you're going to wind up getting yourself caught up into someone who's going to flimsy you. They're just going to run right over you. I'm not saying this is going to happen to all of you, but that energy's there. It's there. And a lot of you could become a victim to that energy, by not being aware. Now, lots of success and gain for you, air signs, 2021. Lots of prosperity. Like, again, I see money, I see advancement, I see a very determined willpower here to really cut through the chase or cut through the cheese, however you want to say it, and get to what it is that you really want to experience, what it is that you really want to dream your world into being. Otherwise, you don't want to get caught up in still some of you feeling that crisis energy, that energy of being overwhelmed, that energy of like, well, how am I going to get everything back? Don't focus on getting everything back. When the doors of opportunity open, focus on new things. Focus on rebuilding. You're not going to be able to get what you lost back, but you're going to be able to get something similar, something new that has new energy. Okay? And really use your energy and your investments, whatever, into that new energy. Okay. All right, so I really touched bases on that. Let me see what else I want to do here for you guys. Let's see here. I know things have been Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, online dating apps. That's not going to go away. But stay optimistic about your love life. Some of you might feel limited as far as being able to find somebody. And some of you have just kind of your total ship has been rocked, where maybe a relationship you trusted proved to be deceptive, or there's something about it that you don't trust. But maybe even too that the two of you have two different energies in regards to what you want or how you were raised. But Spirit is saying give the relationship a chance if you have it in you to do it. But if you really feel that you have, had all the red flags every direction you look, then definitely I wouldn't play with it anymore. I would not meddle in it. But for some of you, I feel like maybe there's somebody that's at a distance and you've just been waiting to meet. Maybe you've been wanting to travel there, but the borders have been closed. Maybe they've wanted to travel to you. But a lot of you too, because you've been limited in regards to exposure. So you met some people online that turned out to be scam artists, or maybe they're married and you found that out later, or maybe they're running all over the entire United States, Europe, and South America, India, wherever, and they've got their dating notice up everywhere in every country, and then you realize, wait a minute, what's up with this person? I've been chatting with them and they're posting new ads. So yeah, and like I said, it's about awareness, but I do feel that you guys really deserve love. Keep that at heart, that you deserve love. So when you come across these scammers or these players, and that goes both for male and female, then you walk away. You just walk away. I see marriages for you guys. I see a marriage. Well, marriages. Okay, I see that. I see that for 2021. I see it like summer, fall of 2000. That's not saying that some of you won't get married before that, but I think that some of you are going to wait till things just open, because you want your family with you, you want your friends with you, and some of them might have to travel in, or there's this regulation going on like there is in Chicago that you can't group together. And I don't blame you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to plan it for the summer or the fall when things are going to be so much better. Okay? Yeah, just hang in there. Okay. And you know what? You're an air sign. You've got this communication down. Flirt. Be open. Flirt. Flirt like the fire signs. Flirt. Some of you might be like interested in someone and maybe they know that you are, but they don't know how much you are. Open up. You're not going to know unless you open up. And you guys are air signs. Communication. Opening up the heart, opening all this energy to communicate is definitely your thing. Okay. And I feel like some of your friends might have some surprises for you this year. Like suddenly they say, hey, I know someone that's available. I know someone who's single. And you know what Spirit just gave to me? This is kind of funny because I know it's still in, but it's not like in like it was years ago. And it's interesting how some of the past will be coming back. It was in 2020. They made films that were like based on the 60s and 70s, or maybe a little older. And what I feel in 2021, and I feel like it's going to affect all of us, but your air signs too. Like I got this vision that Spirit gave me about double dating. Like a friend says, hey, you know what? My partner knows someone who's available and single. Hey, we want to get together. We want to get together, go out to dinner, go to the movies, or hang out, or whatever. And I'm not saying that's happening now, and it could. It could. Okay? Working around the COVID. But what I feel is double dating. I feel like that's going to come back. Like it's going to be strong in 2021. I kind of like that. I kind of like the feel of that. And so I just want to check in here because I pulled some angel cards for you. And the angels want you to remind yourself to stay optimistic about your relationships or relationships you want to get into. To always check in with your creativity, stay creative, don't become impatient, okay? Stay enthusiastic. This energy will help you throughout the year when you really want to get things going or you really want to have faith in what you believe in. Okay? I do feel like, many times in 2021, you will have surprises, like some very exciting news. All right. And, nothing came up specifically for January, so let's just go with this entire reading for the entire 12 months, although I'm going to be doing monthly readings, don't get me wrong, but just that energy floating through your entire year. Of course, there'll be more, and I'll be happy to share that with you, whatever comes to me. The other thing I feel too, what'll be important, I got a vision of a lion and a lioness. And a lion and a lioness, well, we know in the tarot, that's the strength card, also represents Leo. But I feel like it's asserting, like assertiveness, personal power, but being kind and compassionate. So if some of you feel like you're or been told that you're coming off with too much energy, too much power, then know that you need to add that compassion, that unconditional love, that softness to you. Now someone, I don't know, I just kind of feel like maybe your ancestors, like this could be somebody on the other side that you might be angry with, that you haven't forgiven. I think that's going to come up for 2021. And also, too, others from your past. Like I said, past energy. 2021 is going to be just as much as futuristic energy. But I'm feeling like some of you will be in this, review. It's really up to you whether you want to forgive somebody or not. I can't tell you that that's a must. It's up to you and your karma. Okay. Let's do one more. Well, what came to me was theater. Now, of course, not all of you are actors or writers or filmmakers, but I do feel like they got hit really bad. So any of you who are listening who are actors, who are filmmakers, who are producers, all of that in the artistic realms. Also, this could be photography, artwork, any of that. That's going to open up for you. But I sense that for some of you, you're going to do something unique. Like, I don't feel like you're going to put out there the 2020 of the past. But in your creativity, you find these little spiritual links that just open up the gateways, not just for you, but for others. And your stuff sells. It sells. What you write, what you produce, what you film, what you act, what you paint, what you sculpt. But you're going to look for those little spiritual links. They look like links the way Spirit's sending them to me, little links. And it's not the same story. It's not like telling the story of 2020, but those little links that break you free into this realm of freedom and expression, enlightenment. Really beautiful. I can't really describe it anymore, but you'll get it. You'll totally get it. And for those of you who are really sensitive to criticism, keep in the mind, I'm communicating my vision. I am my creativity, and I am my communication of my vision. Because I feel like you need to take leadership in that energy. And as far as criticism goes, try not to be overly sensitive. Because if you If you become overly sensitive, it's not going to work in your favor. Okay? You want to be able to accept criticism. That's only going to help you grow, but you've got breakthroughs. You got breakthroughs. Okay, well, I want to wish all of you a happy, healthy, prosperous, loving, fantastic 2021, regardless of what's happening in the outer world. Stay tuned to your own personal collective. What you radiate will radiate to the conscious collective, and we need so much help there. Okay? So, lots of love, and soon, stay in touch. Don't forget to also get any question. It's only one question per person. You don't have to use your real name. But once I get the questions in, I will announce the show, or you will just see it. I will record it. And in the title, it'll say that I'm answering for free one question per person. But you have to message me, if you can, on my podcast. You're able to do that through the link. But just in case you get confused, you can email me your questions at sacredlight444@gmail.com or transformationandempowerment@gmail.com. Stay blessed. or transformationandempowerment@gmail.com. Stay blessed.